Tiga. Eh, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
So yeah, today we are going to presentate the application layer. So yeah, application layer is the next layer from transport layer. So as you learn, the transport layer is where data actually gets moved from one host to another. But before that can take a place, there are a lot of details that have been determined so that this data transport happens correctly. This is why there's an application layer in both of the OC and TCP or IP models. So application layer in the OC and the TCP IP models, the application layer is the closer to the end user. As shown in the figure, it is a layer that provides the interface between the application used to communicate and the underlying network of which messages are transmitted. This is it. And there are many application layers and new protocols are always being developed. Some of the most widely known application layer protocols include Hypertext Transport Protocol or HTTP, File Transport Protocol or FTP, and Trifold File Transport Protocol, TFTP. IMAP, Internet Message Access Protocol, and DNS, Domain Name System Protocol. Presentation layer and session layer. The presentation layer has three primary functions: formatting or presenting the data at the source device into a compatible format for the received by the destination device, compressing data in a way that can be compressed in the destination device, encrypting data for transmission, and decrypting data upon receipt. As shown in the figure, the presentation layer formatted data data for the application layer. It sets standards for file formats. Some well-known standards for the video include macroscopy video, MKV, motion picture expert group, MPG, and QuickTime video, MOV. Some well-known graphic image formats as graphic interchange format, GIF, joint photographic expert group, GPG, and portable network graphics, PNG format. Session layer, as the name implies, functions in the session layer, create a maintenance dialog between source and destination application. So yeah, TCP or IP application layer protocols. TCP IP protocols specify the format and control information necessary for many common internet communication functions. Application layer protocols are used by both the source and destination device during communication session. So yeah, there is namely the DNS or Service TCP UDP53 translate domain names such as gisco.com into IP address. Client server model. Client server model process are considered to be the application layer. The client begins to extend by requesting data from the server, which responds by sending one or more streams of data to the client. Application layer protocols describe the format of the request and response between client and server. In addition to the actual data transfer, this extents may also require user authentication and the identification of the data file to be transferred. So yeah, as on the figure, files are downloaded from the server to the client. And server, and this is the client, which can be PC, phone, and fax. Yeah, P2P network. The P2P or the peer-to-peer network models involves two parts, P2P networks and P2P applications. Both parts have similar features, but in practice work quite differently. In the P2P network, two or more computers are connected via a network and can share results, such as printers and files, without having a dedicated server. An Africanet end device known as Sphere can function as both server and a client. In addition to sharing files, a network such as this one would allow would allow users to enable network and games for share an internet connection. In peer-to-peer exchange, both devices have considered equal in the communication process, where one has file that has shared with the peer and can access the share printed that is directly connected to peer-to to print files. Peer-to is having to directly connect the printer with peer one while accessing the shared files on peer one, as shown in below. Peer-to-peer application. Some P2P applications use a hybrid system where resource sharing is decentralized, decentralized, but the index that point to the resource location are stored in the central directory. In a hybrid system, it's be at access an index server get to get the location of a resource stored in another page. Both client can simultaneously send and receive messages. Client server, client and server, and instant message. Common P2P application. With P2P application, each computer in the network that are running the application can act as a client or server for other computers that are in the network that also running the application. Common P2P network include the following: BitTorrent, Direct Connect, eDonkey, and Freenet. Some P2P applications are based on Junetla protocol where each user shares a full file with other users. As shown in the figure, Junetla compatible client software allow users to connect to Junetla web over the internet and to locate access resources shared by the Junetla peers. Many Junetla client applications are available, including Torrent, Bitcomet, DC++, and Deluxe, and Emo. Okay, yeah. Hypertext Transport Protocol and Hypertext Markup Language, HTTP and HTML. There are application layer specific protocols that are designed for common use such as web browsing and email. The first topic that give you overview of this product topic goes into more detail. When a web address is uniform resource locator URL URL sorry is typed into the web browser and the web browser establishes a connection to the web service. So yeah, here's the step one. You can see in here. Step two, step three, and step four. Yeah. HTTP and HTTPS. HTTP is a request or response protocol with a client, typically a web browser, and a request of the web server. HTTP specifies the message types used for the communication. There are three common methods to get that get can see video, pause, and put. Get this is a client request for data. Client will send the get message to the web server request as a HTML service. Pause this uploads data to the web server. Put this uploads results for the content or to the web server such as image. Yeah. Email protocols. Email protocols. Uh, One of the primary services offered by an ISP is email hosting to run a computer or to other end device. Email requires several application and reach service as shown in the figure. So yeah, this is big below in the figure. Email client communicate with the mail servers to send and receive email. No servers communicate with other mail servers to transfer messages from one domain to another one. Email support three separate protocol for this operation. Simple mail, triple mail transfer protocol, SMTP, post office protocol, POP, and IMAP. The application layer that send mail uses SMTP. Client retrieve email using one or two application layer protocols, POP or IMAP. So yeah, the next page or chapter will be presented by our friend in here, Abiyyu Utomo. Yeah, Abiyyu Utomo. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Adji.
You can resume-nya.
The next SMTP, POP, and IMAP. SMTP message formats require a message header and a message body. Through the message body can contain any amount of text. The message header must have a properly formatted recipient email address and a sender address. When a client sends email, the SMTP, the next pop-up is used by an application to retrieve mail from a mail server. With POP, mail is downloaded from the server to the client and then deleted on the server. This is the default operation of POP. IMAP is another protocol that describes a method to retrieve email message. Unlike POP, when the user connects to an IMAP capable server, copies of the message are downloaded to the client application. As shown in the figure, the original messages are kept on the server until manually deleted. Users view copies of the message in their email client software.
So yeah, the next page will be presented by our friend in here, Dian Ramadhannu Saputra. So yeah, Dian, you can resume-nya in here. Or maybe not. So yeah, well, we will be
Well,
resumed
Algian, Algian.
by our friend in here, Algian Dika Reza. So yeah, you can resume now.
Okay, thank you, Adji. Now, IP address service domain name system. Uh, there are other application layers, specific protocol that were designed to make it easier to obtain address for network. And service are essential because it will be very time consuming to remember IP address instead of URLs or manually configure of the device in a medium to large network. And next, DNS for message format. DNS message format. DNS server stores the events status of resource record are used to resource names. That resource contain the name, address, and type record. Some of the record type are as follows. Uh, when a client makes a query, the server DNS process there's log it on records to resolve the name. If it is unable to resolve the name by using is stored records. And next, uh, DNS hierarchy. DNS hierarchy. The DNS protocol use a hierarchical system to create a database provider name resolution as saw in the figure. DNS use domain names to from the hierarchy. The naming structure is broken down into small. Uh, the Antelope comment when configure a network device and or more DNS server address are provided, the DNS client can use it for name resolution. Usually is the ICF ICP provide the address to use for the DNS servers when a user application request to connect to a remote device by name. The request DNS client requires the name server to resolve the name to numeric address. And next, dynamic host configuration protocol. The Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol DHCP for IPv4 service automates the assessment of IPv4 address, subnet max, gateway, and other IPv4 networking parameters. That this is refers to a dynamic addressing. The alternative to dynamic address is static addressing. When using static addressing, the network administrator manually enters IP address information on host. And next, DHCP operation. DHCP operation as how in the figure when an IPv4 DHCP configure the configure device both up or connect to the network. The client broadcasts a DHCP discover message to identify and available DHCP servers on the network. DHCP server reply with a DHCP after message wheels of a list to client. The offer message contain the IPv4 address and subnet marks to be assigned the IPv4 address of the DNS server and the IPv4 address of the default gateway. The list of also include the duration of the list. So next slide. Hey,
So yeah. Thank you for your presentation. Again, Dika, Reza. So yep, the fourth protocol transport protocol as you learn in this is topic. In the client or server model, the client can upload to the server and the download data from a server. If both devices are using the file protocol, like HTTP, email addressing protocol, the FTP is commonly used application layer protocol. So yeah, FTP lo- was allowed to transport data between a client and a server. An FTP client is an application which runs on a computer that is being used and to push and pull data from FTP server. The client establishes the first connection to the server for control traffic using TCP port 21. The traffic consists of the client comments and server replies. The client establishes in the connection to the server for the actual data transfer using TCP port 20. This connection is great every time there is a data to be transferred. Surface message Server message block. The SMB is a client or server file transferring protocol that describes the structure of shared network resources such as directories, files, printers, and serial ports. It is a request response protocol and all SMB messages share a common format. This format uses fixed size header, followed by a variable size parameter and data component. There are three functions of the SMB message. start, authenticate, and terminate sessions, control file and better access, and allow an application to send or receive message from or to another device. So yeah, this SMB file extend process between Windows PCs, shown in the below figure. So yeah, unlike the file sharing support by FTP, client establish a long-term connection to servers. After the connection is established, the users of the client can be accessed the resource on the server as store. The resource is local to the client of the Linux on the Unix operating system also provide a method of sharing resource with Microsoft Network by using a version of SMB called Samba. The Apple Macintosh operating system can support resource sharing by using the SMB protocol. Yeah, and that's it for application layer. I'm going to close this segment now. See you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay.